Alright, so we're going to be getting into how to set up your CSS Zen Garden project. So this will be the one project we do in Dreamweaver, and this has been a project that has existed probably longer than I've been alive, definitely longer than you guys have. When CSS first started getting developed, this kind of started soon after as a way to show what you can do with it. So we'll look at this in class together, but the gist of it is that all of these websites share the exact same HTML. You are not allowed to edit it. So all of these different sites and how they appear is based purely off of their CSS. And some of this stuff is way out of our wheelhouse, right? We're probably not going to learn how to do interactive, animated CSS in the few weeks that we have with web design, but we can do a lot with very little. So what you're going to do from here is download this HTML file. And I may provide you with an HTML file in class because I am running into some issues with this one that I'm not totally familiar with. But I have that downloaded, as you can see. Got it downloaded a few times. We're going to hop into Dreamweaver, and we are going to start with the same step we do for all projects in Dreamweaver. We're going to define the site. So I'm going to call this last name Zen Garden. Sending it to my documents. Send it wherever you want, as long as you know how to find it and that it's not up in the clouds somewhere. And we're going to hit save. Okay, and I'm going to delete this because this is something I set up in a previous one. So if we go into my downloads, this one here is the one I most recently, sorry about that. This is the one we want, the one I just downloaded. So we're gonna grab that and link it into our site folder. And if you go to where that site folder is, so mine's in my documents right here, you'll see that it's linked there, okay? I'm gonna go ahead real quick and rename, I don't want that one on there, I just want it to be index. Yours won't have that. So we'll rename that. Cool. Let's just, there we go, it updated. Okay, so let's open that. And I will show you the fun little issue I've been running into, which is this pile of error codes. So the way you're gonna fix it, if we do it this way, I may be able to solve this problem for you guys, but up here, we are going to start by just deleting everything above the doc type. Be very careful not to delete any of that. And we are going to go here to the CSS and delete that. Now what we should be able to do is save it and it will fix itself. I'm hoping I'll be able to fix this on the Macs and set it up so that this won't happen. So it's there if we need to, but we now have our HTML. So all of this information here is the exact same information and the exact same links that are on all of these websites that we'll look at together. So the gist of this project is to then link a CSS file to this and add some effects to all this stuff. Make it, you know, look however you want. So there are a bunch of examples of people doing this project, and the nice thing about each one of those examples is that you can view the CSS, right? So you can look at all of these different CSS. Let's grab this one here. So if I open this, I can see everything they did to get their website to look. Come on. Okay. To get it to look like what we were just looking at. So if I want to link a CSS to this, what I'm going to do first, we'll link that one I just downloaded. So let's rename it. It's just called style. Let's call it style custom, so we remember it's a custom one. And again, we're just going to throw that into there. It is now linked in our folder. We're going up to here, and we're going to add that link to the CSS back. So that was that thing that we deleted the first time. We're going to tab over, and we are going to do link rel, short for relative, equals, and we're going to put in a style sheet. And then we are going to add a media tag. And we want that to be for screen. And then we just have to link that CSS. And we want that one that we made right here. So we're gonna do that, and then we gotta close it up. Hit save. Now, if you notice, we now have the CSS Zen Garden. This is the basic CSS. So, if I remember correctly, I don't think you're able to actually get the CSS files, now that I think of it, from all the different websites. You just get this basic one to edit. I'm okay with you guys starting with this basic template and kind of working your way around it, but it does need to look significantly different from this. So if you just change the colors and pop in a few pictures, that's not quite going to be enough for this project. But now that we have our CSS linked, we have it right there. We can switch to it and edit it. So if we did everything correctly, we should be able to, let's find our H3 tag. So right here, these are the CSS settings that make this look like this. So with that knowledge, I should be able to come in here and make the font bigger, very big. I should be able to change the font. I should be able to change the spacing. So maybe I want it to be more spaced out. Okay. And you will get a little bit more context and information about CSS just to make you understand all of these things more and know them and know what to use. But this is the basic of this whole project. So you are going to be working in this CSS document the entire time. The only thing that you are allowed to change in your HTML. So let's go ahead and go into developer mode real quick and just look at this. The only thing you are allowed to change is that link to your CSS, okay? So you will lose points if any of this is different, if any of the descriptions are different. All of this stuff in gray here is just notes from the person who packaged these files. So those you can get rid of if you want. If it's in gray, it's not necessary. So if that makes you feel better to look at it, other than that, leave it exactly as is. What we're going to worry about is just how it looks, right? That as designers, that is mostly what we're concerned about. So you can already see the changes I made to this from how it looked at the beginning. You are going to be using a lot of CSS that you may be unfamiliar with based off of what we've done so far. So please, with the videos and the references, absorb as much of it as you can. Try to do as much of your thumbnails and your wireframes as you can get going, and we'll see where we get with it, okay? So if you have any trouble setting this up, please let me know. As always, the transfer between the PCs and the Macs is a little tricky, and we'll probably run into issues, but it's nothing we can't figure out with a minute of troubleshooting it.